Whereas Peter Belly must be great to have a date for our return to playing.
It is. It was really exciting, and combining the released fixture with contact training today, the guys certainly had a lot of energy, and in the difficult weather, it was a high energy and intense training session, so that was terrific.
We knew we were going to play his team once, but we do know who our next 4 teams are. It must be good for the coaches who had to prepare for that.
Yeah, definitely. We've been putting in a lot of work already, given that we knew which teams would be playing while we're up there in Queensland. As it turns out, it'll be Brisbane at the Gabba to get things started, so it's great to have that certainty, and we'll get stuck into it.
I expect a big challenge around 2 at the Gabba.
Yeah. I mean, Brisbane achieved a lot last year. They're a very exciting team. Hawthorn had their measure in round 1, but there's been a long time between round 1 and round 2. So, look, there's a lot of unknowns as well. And I think all the clubs, there's a little bit of uncertainty as to how they've handled the lockdown period. Everyone's got their different injury concerns, and they'll continue to grow over the next couple of weeks given the extraordinary demands that we're putting on the players. But we're hopeful that we'll hit Brisbane with a bit of momentum.
And after that game, we can kind of settle in at Metricon Stadium with 3 games?
Yeah, it seems that way. We have the 3 games against Port Adelaide, Gold Coast and Adelaide, and interestingly there's that home game for us against Port Adelaide in round 3, and that's a little unusual, but there are unusual circumstances this year. Clearly the AFL couldn't give us a home game against one of the Queensland teams, so Port Adelaide it is. And we did this on the understanding that we had to get the season started, and that's why West Coast and ourselves and the Adelaide clubs have chosen to do this. But it is on the understanding that wherever possible at the tail end of the season, we'll get a run of home games back here in Western Australia, and I think everyone in the AFL would recognise that that would be the fair and equitable thing.
I know we can't predict how things are going to go, especially with government regulations and the like, but is the hope that we can play round 6 in WA?
Look, I'll leave that to Simon and the board to negotiate with the government and the AFL. That's above my pay grade, and I know that they're doing their very best, and the government have got the best interests of the community at heart, and we understand that as well. We're just confident that the AFL will recognise the sacrifices that we've made, and the South Australian clubs as well, and they'll try and balance that up as best they can later in the year.
There was talk that we could be playing on quick breaks when we return, but we've got a couple 8-day breaks and just 1 6-day break, so that's good for the boys.
Yeah, we go from Port Adelaide into Gold Coast on a shortened break, but I think given that the other breaks are 8 days, there shouldn't be any problems at all to worry about.
Did you get a chance to see training today?
I watched a little bit of it. I had to keep my distance, of course, a bit further away than the coaches, and like I said, there was a lot of energy. They were difficult circumstances, but I think the guys handled it really well.